Okay. All right. Thank you for joining. Trying to share extensively. Let's get this show on board. Hello, everybody. I want to wish you a very special uh, happy Wednesday for those who will be joining us and those who will join the show later on. Thank you so much, Roland, for coming on live. It is a privilege to have you live. And of course, we're going to ensure that we get everybody on board today so that we have as many people as possible watching the show. And it is my utmost wish to thank you all for your endless support and to tell you that the sincerity of your actions in persecuting our independence is overwhelming. And Southern Cameroonians, of course, already understand that we have passed the level which we can get stagnated by individuals, because this is a collective fight that must go all the way. When I say all the way, I mean like all the way, and there is no joke about it. Fellow compatriots, thank you for coming. Once you join, invite everybody so that we can have the show on and get this particular message to everybody that will be listening to today. I want to thank those of you who are joining from Ground Zero. Please, if you join, you share extensively so that we can have everybody on board. I think it remains primordial that our objectives be met, especially in moments like these. Reason why we will want to say that there is no other way out other than for us to teach our people the importance of our decisions. What we decide as a people remains very important. It's overwhelming, and it's overwhelming to the success of our movement. We understand that it's pretty difficult to get every hand on deck, but there is always one thing we must do. That one thing, we must prove to the enemy that we are both, to the enemies that we are both them. So I crave your indulgences, ladies and gentlemen. Once you join, you share extensively. Let's have everybody coming online. We'll start talking as soon as we have at least 500 persons. And so we announced this show, although our initial post was brought down, but we hope to get everything right. And exactly why today we are dedicating this show particularly to the people of Tataw, where we have seen a lot of our compatriots killed in that part of southern Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, once more I want to thank you very sincerely for joining. Thank you, Kemi Ashu, for joining Eroshandam. Thank you, everybody. Achiri, thank you for joining. I think Carl Aaron, I am happy to have all of you come online. Once you join, you invite everybody. We'll start with the crux of the message as soon as we have 1,000 people watching, and that should be done in the next 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I will keep on asking us to punch on share, on invite, and then just write where you're watching from. If you're watching from Ground Zero, you write your name. Your day is watching from Ground Zero. If you're watching from anywhere else, let us know. From Italy, from Portugal, from anywhere, any part of the world, let us know where you're watching from. And essentially, we want to thank everybody for the enormous sacrifices that they have made. As you are all aware, the importance of the survival of our movement is rooted in the belief that we have and that we already know we're succeeding as a people. Reason why La République du Cameroon over the years have failed to beat or defeat any Ambazonia in any way because we have remained a committed people who want to persecute their independence, with all form of legality. Reason why we have stayed within the law, within the ambit of the law. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to adjust this camera. I want us to know that the necessity of what we believe in is what is going to push us to the highest height of this movement. As you are all aware, we have a couple of our compatriots who have decided that over their dead bodies would Ambazonia be free. They are either doing that purposefully or otherwise. But as activists, as a people of Ambazonia, we owe ourselves the responsibility to conquer this nonsense. And when I say we owe ourselves the responsibility to conquer this nonsense, we definitely should understand one thing. The one thing we must understand is the necessity or the importance of putting anybody who wants to undermine unity to shame. And of course, I want us to know one thing. The only thing that is going to push us through, first and foremost, is the determination of the people of Ambazonia. And we have already achieved that. We have already achieved that very important and crucial, crucial moment or crucial phase in our independence. Reason why we will not, and I want to say it very loud and clearly, that we will not sit back, fold our arms, and watch any single individual try to undermine the collective effort of Ambazonians. As you are all aware, activists are already working in a team. Although some activists are actually not doing it the way we want or want it, we still hope that the days ahead are going to be brighter. However, I have a clear message for the people of Ambazonia today. And to let you know one thing, they say, he who has the drums determines the dancing style. Because you are the one who is beating the drums, you can determine which sound, which melody to pull out of the drums. And you can determine the way people dance. And the people of Ambazonia, all those of you listening to me, you all have the drums. You all have the instruments to control the dynamics of this movement. And as an activist, what I owe you is the obligation of orientation, the obligation of proposals, of appeals, the obligation of a strong communication tool. I owe you the obligation, or should I say, as activists, we owe you the obligation of making you make informed choices. You have to make, when I talk about informed choices, means that choices that you have put on the table and you have weighed and you have understood that this one is better than this one, and if we go this way, we're going to succeed. That is the way the Ambazonian people are supposed to orientate themselves. You know, today, we almost getting to that number, and today we will be saying a couple of things. And I want us to know that no matter what becomes of this movement, there is only one thing I have in my head. And that one thing is independence. And nobody born of a woman can convince me that Ambazonia wouldn't gain independence. I want you to know that it becomes primordial, it becomes primordial for us all to put our hands on deck as a people and prosecute this war to a logical end. However, while we watch in complete sadness the indiscriminate killings of our people on Ganzero, while we watch how La République is strategizing to massacre our entire population, we still have some people who think that they have to continuously play with the lives of those people and make mountains and names and monies on their blood. Eric Tataw, says that is over. That is enough, because this independence is probably a thing that we have to understand. That La République du Cameroon would have to know one thing. La République du Cameroon will have to know one thing. And that one thing is that there is never a day that the people of Ambazonia will give up. That one thing is that there is never a day La Republic will win this fight. That one thing will know that there is only a day, there will always be a day when we will finally hoist our flag in Buea. And that day will be made possible by all of you watching me today. Please, if you join, you share, click on like, click on share. I want everybody on board. I will start this show in exactly 3 minutes, where I will bring the crux of the matter, talking about the CC, where we're going to use in beating La Republic, and giving us another code of the Gary process that I hope that it takes place in Limbe soonest. Once that is done, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we will be good. We'll be good enough to say that we are also neutralizing anybody who is in relationship with the BR regime. And of course, we have to create the atmosphere that is most conducive for the people or the champions of this massacre in our land. How do we intend to do that? It is very simple. You know, in doing the things we do, we must understand one thing, that La Republic is determined by all costs to ensure that they keep exploiting our mineral resources. And there is only one way we can do to solve this problem. And the one way is simple, is for us to decide our destinies. And how do we decide our destinies? You know, it is the collective will of the people of Ambazonia. And this will, it is rooted in your determination to call all these people who think that we are still in this Facebook fame and popularity seeking by doing things that are tantamount to the destruction of our unity and our movement. Now, let me say this, and I want to say it very clearly, because it would appear to me some people have still not understood why we are in this fight. We are in this fight because we want to liberate our people. We are in this fight because we know for sure that the people of Southern Cameroon have suffered military brutality with impunity. We are in this fight because we understand that for many years we have had the regime of Mr. Biya feed on our mineral resources, feed on our oil. The regime has fed on all that we have, and now the regime is feeding on our blood. Now, how would you explain the fact that they kill children in cold blood with machine guns and armored cars? Children as young as 5 years, 7 years, 1 year in Pete Bakundu. Children as young as 12 in Etoko Mai 22. Children as young as 11 in Bifang in Momo, that's beside Widikum. Children as young as 3 in Njinikijem. And children as young as 16. They kill all of them, like in Tibet. What about the children that they have killed in other parts of Ambazonia? This is the time for us to have a collective fight where we understand that the enemy is in Yaoundé, and where we must put to shame any Southern Cameroonian who thinks that the unity of Southern Cameroon depends upon him or her. We have to make those points very clear. But today, I want to start in earnest to condemn the action of La Republic in Pete Bakundu, in Bifang, in Ofen Tiben, in Etoko Mai 22, and of course, just the recent one in Bikonkwata in Wum. Now, I want to say that we will not also forget those who were murdered in cold blood in Buea just recently. But let me say this as a point of caution, that do not expect for once that I am going to compromise with anybody who hides behind unity to undermine unity. I will not, and I will never, because every day I see the rate at which people die, and I cry, but I see the manipulation, the politics that some of our leaders come on social media to play. It has to end, and ends today. Back to La République du Cameroon. Like you are all aware, I have proposed in my name, because I byline my proposals with my name, so that tomorrow I might be the one to face justice if ever what I propose was injustice. Let it be unto me as the Lord decides. But I want to say that there is one thing we must understand. When I told our people that there was need to kick out these other people, some people thought that it was a joke. But I think today, and increasingly, they have seen and they are now understanding that there is no way we can continuously indulge in this kind of romance with these people from across the Mongol. So, as you live in your communities, you owe yourself the responsibility to start this particular push out of these people through the essential Gary process that I've already proposed to you all. You know, what remains very important is for us to know one thing, is for us to understand that when we begin to Gary these people from the other side, then we would have started communicating and transmitting a message that is crucial for our survival. I want to tell you that one major way I will still tell you today till tomorrow. And while you join me, I will also say that we will have these videos on YouTube henceforth, because you are already aware that La Republique is making some strategic moves to have some of us put up to Facebook. However, I know Mark Zuckerberg will obviously see a lot of lawsuits coming to his doors in all parts of the world from Ambazonians should they ever put out the accounts of major activists in this movement. Of course, I want to say that the move by the Biya regime is another big money waste, and I urge Facebook to collect as much as they can collect from that regime. There is no way. That is why I want to say this clearly. I respect every obligation from Facebook. National Telegraph is a sponsored page for my pocket. I pay Facebook. I'm talking on Facebook because Facebook can verify that my page, I've paid a couple of dollars for Facebook to keep my page running, because I made the page professional and I am not scared any nonsense from Facebook or from the Biya regime. Subsequently, we'll be running professional live videos on National Telegraph official page. However, this is another advice for all Ambazonians. You have to get to Twitter, because we are on Twitter. We also have to get to YouTube, because we have to get all avenues available to prosecute this war. We have to make sure that all our channels are there and they are strong. All our antennas are strong. Those of you on Ground Zero, you have to get YouTube on your phones, because very soon I'll start doing live videos on YouTube only and share on Facebook, so that we'll have a wider range of audiences that will be watching us. Now, the idea is simple. You know, because Mr. Biya thinks that he has to go and spend money the other way around in order to subdue us, we also want to say that there is no way any international organization, no matter the level of lobbying that Mr. Biya does, there is no international organization that can subdue the truth. There is no lobby that can go above. Listen to me, fellow Ambazonians. Forget about all the money that they are spending. That money is sheer waste of time. No American senator, no American businessman, no American politician would ever believe any lobby firm contrary to an American ambassador in Cameroon who lives the reality. Don't forget that the American ambassador has said it, and it was clear that Mr. Biya is to blame for the targeted killings in Ambazonia. That message is right on the doorpost, at the doorpost of the U.S. Congress, at the U.S. Senate, where they held a Congress session on the Ambazonia issue. Please, if you join, you share. So I want you to know that before God kills a man, he makes the man mad. Mr. Biya is mad. And that is why he's running from Facebook to lobby firms, to all sorts of people, wasting hard-earned money. I feel sorry for the people of La Republique, because as for us, Ambazonians, we already know that Mr. Biya owes us, and we are going to take back that money either before, during, or after Nations Cup, if only the Nations Cup will hold. Therefore, what am I saying? I'm saying that, just excuse me, that the people of Ambazonia must have hope and clap each time Mr. Biya is committing these fundamental errors, because it is primordial for us to know that. Let me just cut this talk short and intervene with what the Secretary Undersecretary for Communication is saying. I think it's Undersecretary Comfort. He's saying that I should remind us of using VPN. So I'm making that reminder based on what the Undersecretary for Communication is just telling me on the comment section. That everybody should also download VPN because they might cut internet in the days ahead, especially during elections. So let's get the VPN on at once, get it linked up, and get the way that you get your data all activated. With that said, let me go back to the crux of our previous discussion, which is about Mr. Biya wasting money. You see, Ambazonians must be proactive. You must understand that communication is a very important tool that is going to help us to conclude this war. That is why God inspired some of us, you and I, to be at this central stage where we can talk to thousands and millions of you out there to understand and get a good perception. And we already communicated our matters straight out to the United Nations, to the United States, and to other parties who already know. And even if you were to pay a lobby firm $200 billion US, the lobby firm will simply be eating your money. Why do I say so? I say so because we have already had an authentic and very firm declaration from the highest United States personality in La République du Cameroon. The highest United States personality in La République du Cameroon, the United States ambassador to Yaoundé or to La République du Cameroon, said it very clearly on record, and it is still enshrined in the Congress deliberation that just ended on behalf of the people of Ambazonia, that Mr. Biya is doing targeted killings. Amnesty International also said it, and a lot of other big organizations, including Barrister Bala, who of course is one of the most recognized human rights crusader and international lawyer in Africa, also made it clearly. Mr. Biya can do all the lobby he wants, but he can never clear the fact that they have seen his soldiers killing children in the far north, or that they have caught his soldiers on camera burning houses in the BLM and elsewhere, or the fact that Amnesty International has said it clearly that Mr. Biya is also part of the nonsense, or the United Nations Refugee Commission, which said that Mr. Biya has refused access to our leaders that have been held incommunicado for more than 7 months today. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, the point is that our movement is on track. Is God ordained and is destined for success and nothing else. That is why we must caution leaders who want to destroy and derail the path of unity and the path of our success. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you, our fellow Ambazonians, that I want to crave your indulgences to educate your family members back home, especially those who live around Victoria and beyond, that I, Eric Tataw, I am appealing to all of them that they need to apply the Gari process on one hand of each of these people from across the Mongo living within their communities. I think I am saying this because I want this message to be as coded as possible. You know that Facebook is already taking measures to do a lot of terrible things. Yesterday, they shut down my Eric Tataw account again. I cannot post on that account particularly. They've given me a ban again on that account because I posted the video of the children who were killed in Pete Bakundu. Most of you who posted that video, you must have received notification that Facebook is refusing that video and stuff like that, and that video was pulled out. At the time that I posted that video, in the like 1 hour, it was already 10,400 views and a lot of comments and shares, but that video is gone. But I think the whole of Ambazonia has that video, and we have to keep it in our archive. Because we are now facing a perilous time where we probably have difficulties communicating on social media. We have to expand our routes and our channels. We're moving to YouTube, we're moving to Twitter, we'll stay on Facebook, we'll even go on Instagram. So you have to look for all of us who are frontline activists and follow us judiciously and based on your assessment on all of these other networks. There is a National Telegraph official page on YouTube. You can go there, like all of you watching me after this show, just go and click National Telegraph YouTube. You'll see our page. You click subscribe so that you'll be having indications when we start next live videos there, because We know what's going to happen or probably happen in the future. While we try to correct that issue, we probably also want to keep backups. So we're going on YouTube full-fledged, and we're doing a lot of educative videos there, professional videos there. I want everybody to get to that particular YouTube channel. I also want to say that La République du Cameroon, I received a call from somebody here in the United States who tipped me on a meeting that held in Kongsamba yesterday. And immediately I put down some calls, and I want to tell you that the most dangerous meeting, security meeting, since the beginning of this movement has held in Kongsamba. Kongsamba is in Littoral. I say it's the most dangerous meeting, and all the generals there and the ministry delegates from the Ministry of Defense have already said that they need to kill. That was a meeting. I'm telling you, I'm not joking. The plan is that they, irrespective, means that even if a child, they want to inflict so much pain. The idea is that they know that, please, if you join, you share. I want to pass this message because it's important as well for the international community to get this message. The idea is this. They say that they want to kill as many Southern Cameroonians as possible, irrespective of the ages. Irrespective of the ages of the people, means they will kill children as young as 3 months. They will come to a house, they will break into that house, they will take a child with 3 months, shoot the child, shoot a couple of people, leave one survivor to tell the story, to take pictures, and so that we'll get very confused. In some cases, they will kill everybody. That was the agenda of the meeting yesterday in Kongsamba. That was held among top-ranking generals in La République Ministry of Defense. And they say that they should kill any ant they see in Ambazonia. They have said this, and I'm passing you this message so that you know. Call your relatives back home. They must now learn how to defend themselves. Do not tell me that this and that. Nobody born in Ambazonia who is an Ambazonian should stay in their houses without weapons to defend themselves. You must know one thing now, henceforth. If you watch me, you're in the diaspora, after this, place that call home. Tell your brothers and sisters, do not sleep in your house without a machete, without a gun, without a cutlass, without a knife, without a spoon, without a stick. You can move during the day. You hide this machete and this gun somewhere that if they come for searches, they will not see. If they want to start searching houses, they will not see them. Before you sleep in the night, bring these weapons back to your houses. Or even if they want to search when your door is locked during the day, put up a fight, because one and only one thing happens once they break into your house. Once they succeed in breaking your door, they are simply going to pull you out and kill you. That is a defined procedure from the Ministry of Defense. They are not going to sympathize with us, because it is an order from the ministry that go into their houses, pull them off their houses, pull them out there, shoot them and kill them. Irrespective of their ages, make sure that they are dead. That is the message from the Ministry of Defense. It held yesterday in Kongsamba. Now, let me say this. How do we solve this problem? Please, everybody who is coming on deck, bring everybody to listen to what I'm trying to say. I say these things repeatedly, that when you join the show, you have responsibilities. You share, you click on like, you comment, and you make sure that everybody gets this message. Just a minute. Let me put this off. Now, once this is done, our people should understand. Please, one other thing that you do while you're listening to this live show, type I am Pete Bakundu, or just type I am Bakundu. I am Bakundu. We sympathize with all the people from the area, from the Bakundu villages. All the Bakundu villages, we sympathize with you. We sympathize with the people from Baye Panya, who also lost 13 people. We sympathize with those from Etoko Mai 22, those from Bifa in Widikum subdivision, in Momo division, those in Injini Kitchen, those in Belo, those in Ofen Tiben. We sympathize with all of you, and we say our heartfelt condolences. Once when you join, you just type I am Bakundu. Everybody who is watching me, type I am Bakundu. Let's put our our minds today with the people of Bakundu, the Bakundu area. Say, I'm Bakundu. I'm Bakundu. We are sorry for that heavy loss. That loss is quite massive. It pains everybody. I am Bakundu. I'm Pete Bakundu. Thank you so much, everybody. We sympathize with the people of Bakundu. Meanwhile, you invite everybody to come on live so that we can get this message clear. Now, with that said, I am Bakundu. Everybody who is joining, keep typing I'm Bakundu. That is the message. And we'll say no to genocide in Pete Bakundu. There is genocide in Pete Bakundu. All of that is important for us to keep this message is flowing. Now, let me say this, and I want to say it one last time, that we have already said that we understand the dynamics of our sufferings, because we are suffering based on the pain that La Republic is inflicting on us. The truth is that the La Republic is also having a lot of casualties on their side. But we would probably not deny that our people, innocent civilians, are also suffering to the brink. There's maximum suffering being inflicted on innocent civilians. And let me say this. Now you watch me. Each time you watch, you have to pick a phone to call your relatives back home, to pass some of them who are unable to watch. Is my volume not okay? I think this volume is okay. Who are unable to watch, if you have a problem with the volume, you have to increase it from your end. I also want to say a big hi to my sister Kemi Ashu, whose video was also deleted. She was also blocked posting that video. You know that there are some activists that have been shortlisted on Facebook lists where you just do anything, they're looking where to block you and stuff like that. But they say it doesn't meet community standard. We also thank God for the fact that we can still do some things on this platform though. However, when you listen to me talk, you understand one thing you must do. I'm saying it on live show, and I want you to quote me anywhere. My name is Eric Tataw. Quote me anywhere, anytime. You have the obligation to advise, to counsel, to insist on your family members to now sleep with arms and ammunition in their houses. Send them money to ensure that they have the maximum way to acquire any means of self-defense. They have to ensure that they are not left to die like cowards. They have to ensure that they have the gadgets necessary to temporarily defend themselves. Because imagine those children who were killed in Pete Bakundu and their father. If they have a means, and just know you today that the military, once the military is breaking into your house or breaking into your houses, your name is mortuary or grave. And you can prevent this. How can you prevent this? You start fighting. Start fighting, making sure you fight, and you fight until you fight and fight and fight like you're fighting to live the last minute of your life. That is the only way you must fight. Because La Republic already has a master plan to kill all of us. Now, they plan on killing all of us, which to me, it makes sense, because each time they do these things, we already have it revealed. It makes sense that their plan, I didn't say that killing us makes sense, that their plan of killing all of us makes sense, because we already know them beforehand. But how do we make sense out of this sense? We make sense out of this sense by defending ourselves, by making sure that everybody puts hands on deck to ensure that our people get the maximum self-defense that they need. With this said, I want to move to this very categorical approach that I've proposed to a lot of people already. And the approach is simple. Let me tell you how the approach is simple. Now, for you to understand why I say that this approach is simple, you have to know one thing. You have to know that there is no way ever that La Republique will stand and start looking at you. When we say that La Republique will never look at you, it's because La Republique understands that their problem is just to kill you. It's to kill you and ensure that you are dead and you are really dead. How do we solve this problem? This is the solution to the problem. I want to be brief. I don't want this video to exceed 1 hour. Now, this is the solution. The solution I proposed last time is the county by county, which is an expansion of the other ideas that our comrades postulated, that they try to propagate, but they fail to implement. County by county, I want to stay on this rhythm for the rest of my life in this revolution, because I have studied this aspect as a communicator and as a petite war analyst. I call myself a small war analyst because I am not the best among the folk analyze war issues, but I've talked to a lot of people who understand exactly what is necessary. Somebody says no volume. I think my volume is okay. Otherwise, people will not be typing Bakundu. You have to check with your device. Now, in this show, please join and share extensively and invite everybody. In this county by county, where I started last video, you know, it is going to avoid, we're going to avoid a lot of things. And people would already want to copy the example of the Red Dragons of the BLM. However, when I said that anybody should fight in their county, whatever county, we have 13 counties in southern Cameroon. We have Le BLM, we have Manu, we have Indian, we have Meme, we have Fako, and Kupe Maningoba for the southern zone. We are to the northern zone, we have Menchum, Mezam, Ngokutunja, Donga, Mantumbui, Bello, and Momo. Those are the 13 counties. Now, Le BLM, among the 13 counties, is the only county that has independence as of now. I can authoritatively tell you that Le BLM is almost an Amazonian territory because of the power of the Red Dragon. Now, if you want to prosecute this war with the formula that the BLM Red Dragons are already into, this is going to ease us all of this nonsense as fast as possible. Now, my idea is this. It will help us first and foremost to encourage undiluted contributions, because people will contribute. Please, if you join, you share, you like, and you invite friends. I want to pass this message very clearly. People will contribute without fear and favor to their counties. People will contribute knowing that their money is going to this direction. I am not saying that county by county is going to undermine the interim government. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we have to start doing a practical federation now, where we have 13 counties, any county taking care of their businesses, but working as a unified body under one name, Amazonia. And this is going to go a long way to stop forgery, to stop fake credits, to stop embezzlement. It's going to go a long way to stop ransom kidnapping and ransom demanding. It's going to go a long way to put us all on the track of our independence as fastest as possible. Now, the county by county, or what I call the CC or CC code, is one of the best things I think that I've ever had to propose in this movement, because we will also help us to calm down on this nonsensical idealism of warlordism, where people think that they can be warlords because they command 10 persons and they are making videos and posting on social media. This county by county will also avoid us the embarrassment of inconsistent and nonsensical videos on social media, because generals from counties will decide what videos to put out there that will not endanger our population. Take, for example, you take 4 riffrats, 4 toddlers, you take 4 nicompopes, they go on a highway in Batibo, they make a video with broomsticks on the road, that even my child who is 2 years can push them off the road and say that they are blocking the road. You now ask the military to come to that place and start killing people, which of course we are not saying that roads should not be blocked. No, we're saying that the blockage of roads should be done in a wonderful manner in which nobody is going to be compromised. Now, in this county by county, I want to give us a small example. Let me take us to Ngokutunja. Ngokutunja is one of the counties in the northern zone. And just so that you know, I want you to know one thing. You know, Ndop County or Ngokutunja is one of the counties in the northern zone that has 13 villages. I want to give you a small example before I continue my anecdote. You know, recently I take the example of Ngokutunja because the people of Ndop, I respect you so much because you did a wonderful job by breaking down that prison in Ndop. And I say this because the people of Ndop, they contributed their money, they did a job, and some people jumped from nowhere and claimed their victory. That was the same thing that happened in Bali. Bali is in Mezan. Now, look at Ndop. Ngokutunja has 13 villages. All of you listening to me from Ngokutunja division or county, you have Bali Gashu, you have Bali Gangsin. I might not be very good with the pronunciation, but just take it from me. You have Bali Kumbat. You have that's Bamukumbit. That's another place. You have Bafanji, it's another village. You have Bambala. You have Bamali. You have Bamesing. You have Bamuka. You have Babungo. You have Babawan. You have Babisi. And then you have Bangola. Now, these are the various villages in that county. There are 13 counties. I'm taking this example. I'll make a second example. In all these villages, all the sons and daughters from this county whose villages have just been read here, you are one. You are under the Ngokutunja county, for example. Whether you are in China, you are in Russia, you are in Gabon, you are in Philippines, you are in Chile, you are in Brazil, in America, in Canada, in Germany, Australia, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, Italy, whether you are in Southern Cameroon or in La République du Cameroon, anywhere that you are, if you identify yourself as a person from Ngokutunja, what you're going to do is that these are your villages. Now, the Ngokutunja people will now make their own fund, their own small bank, or what they call the Ngokutunja Self-Defense Bank, or you make a name in order to get a good registration from a bank somewhere. You give the links to your people. People begin to contribute money to your banks. And this is what is going to happen. I want us to listen attentively. I'm going to come to where the ID is going to play. This is Eric Tataw's appeal. I don't owe anybody any apology for making a proposal that's going to help to foster the movement. Once this is done, when we get all of these people, you contribute your money. Now, immediately, we will now, let me look at something. I will address that issue because it's part of my speech. Now, when you contribute all of this money, the people from Ngokutunja now, because each county is big, the people will now have to form what we call brigades. You have to form county brigades. In Ngokutunja has 13 villages. You can decide to have 3 brigades, all of them answerable to one commander. And then they have sub-captains or captains in their various brigades. When you remove money from your Ngokutunja coffers, you put it there. And of course, once you put that money there, you know, there's 11 provinces. I'm going to come to that. You put that money, you defend your county. Now, that will happen. I'll explain further, but let me just cut some people short what they are thinking about. Now, when I said that everybody should fight in their county, for those who were born in particular counties, that they have been there with their parents, automatically, I did not need to explain this. That is your county. Because you are known in that area. There are children who were born in Widikum, for example, and have never gone to their villages in the north, in the other parts of the northwest, or you are born in Mamfe and you have never gone to Bamenda, or you are born in Munyenge and you have never gone to Boya. That is your, of course, it's still Fakodo, or you are born in Meme and you've never gone to the northwest, or to Ngokutunja, which is your county. Everybody in Ngokutunja knows, in Meme knows you as a child from there because by virtue of your birth. This will mean that we will obviously get you remain in that self-defense group. And we will definitely ensure that you stay in that self-defense group because you are already part of that community. That is your village by virtue of birth. So that is not an issue. For those who say it's fake, I want you to trust me that so long as I'm on this idea, which is paramount and is bought by almost 100% of Ambazonians, this idea is going to be prosecuted to the final state that will get our independence. I know why some of you are crying. Some of you are crying because this idea is going to cut short some of these your warlords that you clap behind them every day. It's going to be over because we cannot be compromising the lives of people based on the fact that you are supporting a group there's going to be no group. People will support their counties. Nobody will take money and give to any person as an individual who is not part of that county. You cannot leave your county to go and begin to, support anybody who is not in your county. Thank you, Joshua Khan. Now, the interim government still remains an interim government, but the counties will have autonomy under the way they manage their funds. Why? They can take a small percentages and give to the interim government the way they do in federal government, where the Cross River State will pay a small percentage. It's the same like Tinto Council. They pay a small percentage of royalty, probably to FECOM or to other groups. They pay a part of their contribution to the donation. They pay part of contribution to help in their development as a general county. Some of these small contributions that will come from other counties will probably help other counties that are not viable. But I want to tell you that this is the best solution, and that is why you see the approach has worked in the BLM, and that approach should be implemented. Me as Eric Tataw, I'm not begging anybody because I'm going to do it in Manu. We are already talking in Manu, and we'll start rallying Manu youths in diaspora and at home to put their money under a central Manu fund, where we will have our own general for our county, and we'll divide our brigades. Whether we have a brigade in Upper Ejagam or in Upper Bayang or in Akwaya or which part, we will now decide in our own security meeting as Manu people. This idea, if you want to tell me that we will not have anything like Victoria Shack, that all those groups, there are those groups that we will have to stop based on this county by county, because it will not give any more power for Tang and Jipo and the other people to begin to create fake groups to infiltrate us. If you don't belong to a county, forget about it. You will not want anything like Victoria Shack. You must listen. The name of your county must be part of your defense group. For example, the BLM Red Dragons, Manu, Ghost Warriors, Kupe Maninguba, One Touch, is in Ngokutunya, Blue Tigers, Momo Sharks. It will not be Victoria Shack or Batibo what. That will not exist. You will not have people. You have two men. You go and take boys, you tie pieces, cloth. You make a video and come and say I should give you money. That one is going to stop, because that is the only way that we are going to solve these problems. Now, I want to say this very clearly, that I'm already on this idea, and so long as I'm there and with the grace of God, and so long as it's the honest thing to do, we are going to succeed. Those who say that it is a lie, it will not work. Let them bait me. Let me tell you something. Just wait. In 2 weeks, in 1 month, you see this idea standing as the only way out, because it's going to stop people who think that they want to be chiefs when they don't want to be chinda. We are going to break it down, and probably it will never ever go through without us endorsing you as a county. This is just exact point where we must preach. For those of you, I'm watching you now. Somebody asked a question that where is Manu? I wonder if you have your questions, you come where? Taku Emilia and Ayok, whatever, all of you, I know that most of you, I want to say clearly here today, I know that some of you, your problem is that with this idea, the ADF will be shut down. That is just your problem. Yes, if you must know, that is the original idea. That is why I proposed this. Apart from the fact that it's going to help, one of the major problems that we have in this movement, as you already know, is the ADF of Ayabacho. I want to tell you if you don't know. Maybe you think that I'm afraid to say these things. We want unity, but we will not have leaders who will stay behind unity to try to crumble this revolution. I'm not arguing you. You only make noise on social media. You don't contribute money. You don't donate no money. You only make noise. The people who control this movement, they are not those people you call your leaders, because those very leaders, they depend on the poor of Southern Cameroon for them to get money to sponsor their groups. If anybody thinks that they are above the poor of Southern Cameroon, they should not come online and ask for donations. The people, I don't know why, first of all, Southern Cameroonians, you begin to make as if you are begging people. You give your money to people and you are begging people. Take, for example, I want to make this particular point, it's part of the county by county. If you must know, because I want to be lenient, the first thing is that we are not begging you. If you don't want you to work, fine. You get that and contribute your money to where you want to contribute. But nobody can leave his county to go and give money to a group, to a human being who will take the money and eat it and will not see what's happening. All this county by county will stop this issue of intermediary where people take money and give to somebody in Nigeria, the person eats the money, and people are dying out of bullet wounds. Let me tell you something. I want you to know one thing that you don't know. Somebody asked me how much have I given. I've given a lot. I've given to all groups, to individuals. I've given to the BLM, I've given, everybody knows I contribute. And when this issue will start, let me say it, that for the Manu people, when we start, it will be cash that will count and put on the table. Because we have to promote county by county. Let me tell you people, Gerard Ayokabe, I know that you are Ayaba's friend. You could as well be Cho Ayaba who is commenting. With due respect, I have the right to say this because enough is enough. And let me tell you, if you don't know, Gerard Ayokabe, it is going to work. It is already working. Because as I speak to you, the people of Momo are already putting their groups together. You see the name that I read here from Gokutunja. They are the people of Gokutunja who gave me all these lists. They gave me everything and I researched and we're already strategizing and advising them on what to do. That is how that's how it is going to happen. Let me tell you something. For those of you who don't know, they are killing people every day and we cannot do politics anymore on social media. I wanted to say this and pass this message clearly to all of you who think that this movement is about this dirty politics. And I want to say it clearly, and I will call this name because we cannot continuously compromise the independence of Southern Cameroonians. Let me say this to Comrade Ayaba with due respect to Comrade Ayaba. Because one of the things that we have failed as activists is that we set in our group, and I respect the opinion of all the activists, including what Comrade Mark Barretta has posted. However, we said that any leader who wants to undermine unity will get on that leader and get the leader off the rim. This is the problem. Now, people look at this county by county, a few of you, 10 of you with fake profiles, whose faces you cannot even put. You cannot put out here. Let me tell you something. I want us to look at the BLM, how they have succeeded. Look at Momo, the little boys who are fighting in Momo. Look at how they have succeeded. Imagine that we now put all our resources in our various counties. We are already winning the war big time. People will give strategies. You will not have people who will come online and begin to say things because they want contribution. Henceforth, I'm not going to contribute to any group. When we contribute to our counties, we will move a percentage that will be agreed and give to the IG, and the IG will give us a receipt. That is our own contribution to the federal government. That is how it's going to do. So that counties who don't have many people in the diaspora will be backed up by the interim government. The interim government is going to stay there to be running some issues so that it is going to help us in case we need to talk at any level. The point is this: with these 13 counties having their 13 generals, we have our major generals who will once in a while or every quarterly come for a general meeting or what we call our own security meetings. When we have these generals coming for meetings and we do this sort of videos that Ambazonian generals have met in a meeting in a classified location, these are the kind of videos that we're going to post out there for the international community to see that people of 13 counties, they're already coming together. It is not this thing that you come and say on Facebook, you make noise here, they are killing people in Pete Bakundu. Somebody is doing an audio and saying that the conference in the USA should not work, it should go back to Canada first. Then they are killing people in Bifang. You come and say that you people have been talking behind the scenes. The conference can actually hold now. Who tells you that we are begging Comrade Ayaba to come for a conference in Washington? That's what I want to ask you people. Listen, let me tell you people. The unity does not depend on Ayaba alone. So long as we have county by county, if Comrade Ayaba does not want to come for any conference, he should stay in Norway. Nobody is going to go to any conference in Canada. I'm saying it because I'm pissed off because people think that we have to begin to clap because why are we begging Ayaba? Who is Ayaba? Let me ask you people. Who is he? I want to call his name because he likes that his name should be called. Look at something. Let me teach us something. In every invitation, these are the components of an invitation. Let me show you people something. You have 5 components of every invitation or meeting. When there's a meeting, there are 5 things. If anything is absent, any one thing is absent in that particular meeting or invitation, if one of the components is absent, that meeting becomes null and void. Let me explain to you. Now I want to say this, and I beat my chest that this is my domain. I'm a trained journalist, a communicator par excellence, and I know what I'm saying. Now, the first component of a meeting is what? You have venue. The second one is date. The third one is time. The fourth one is agenda, and the fifth one is contact. By contact, either talk of contact or organizers. Those are the 5 main things that must be in any meeting. Now, we accept that the meeting organized or the meeting talked about in Canada has been on for long. Okay, the Washington DC meeting was just recently announced. Let me say this. The meeting in Canada has been on for long, no doubt. Now, you look at the 5 components. Let's look at if the meeting in Canada ever met the 5 components of the procedure of a meeting. Anywhere that you see people organizing meetings, these 5 things must be present. If these 5 things are not present, and somebody brings a meeting and validates these 5 points, that person's meeting stands and this other meeting becomes null and void. Now, Canada, they call for a meeting that there will be a meeting in Canada for collaboration. Where is the venue? Canada, venue, correct. Where is the date? Not date. What is the time? Not time. What is the agenda? The agenda is collaboration. 2. What is the contact? Who are the organizers? No organizer. So now there is a meeting in Canada that before Dr. Sako or the interim government announced a meeting, that meeting had only 2 out of the 5 components that make up a real and genuine meeting. Only 2 components. Now, that meeting, by virtue of the fact that it doesn't even meet the procedures of a meeting, as a communicator, I speak in my name as Eric Tataw, as director, founder, editor-in-chief of National Telegraph. I cannot go to this kind of meeting. Now, Comrade Sako or the interim government comes and announces a meeting. Now, they announce a meeting. Look at the meeting now. Where is the meeting? Venue, Washington, D.C. What is the date? The date is 18 July. The time is there. Everybody saw the time. The agenda, collaboration, contact, and organizers. The interim government, you see, répondez s'il vous plaît. Phone numbers are there, and they show you even the links how to register and come. Now, this meeting has met all the components. Now, Comrade Ayabacho Lucas, who thinks that he must be the head, who thinks that, who is Ayaba in this revolution? Is Ayaba does not know when this thing started. This revolution is not that time that he dropped out from University of Boya when he was locked up. No. This is what they call the Coffin Revolution, which is dedicated to Manchum BBC, Bata Sang, Dr. Barrister Agbobala, and Dr. Fontaine and the rest. It is not an Ayaba's, movement, or Sesekwayo Tabe's movement, or Sako's movement, or Akwanga's movement, or Eric Tato's movement. We are just paddlers of this ship that have been left for us by Manchum BBC, by Barrister Bala, and the rest. We are just caretakers of this revolution. And a caretaker cannot come and talk more than a landlord. So let me tell us one thing. Begin to type county by county. Everybody who supports county by county, type county by county. Let's see how many people are typing county by county. Now, with this said, now the interim government has announced a meeting that is compact and full, complete with all the components. Then Comrade Ayaba comes online as usual because he thinks that he's commander-in-chief until he has changed his title to executive president. He says that he has said this because I'm also saying in public, because I'm replying him as an activist. If he didn't want this thing to come on social media, he should have solved this problem with Comrade Sako, Dr. Sako, and not to come and say it on social media. Listen, we are going to achieve unity with or without Ayabacho Lucas. I want people to give this message to him that Eric Tataw has said that we don't even need him. We don't even need him. And I'll say this and I'll conclude something. And anybody who does not want it, if you want to get into a bottle, you get into a bottle. If you die, you're not more than those people that have died in Pete Bakundu, because they cannot be killing people. Please type county by county, and people come and they're playing politics. Now, Comrade Ayaba comes, a meeting that has been decided, date, time, venue. He never had a venue. The meeting in Canada never had a venue. Comrade Ayaba comes and says that they should postpone that meeting and first come to the one in Canada. What did he smoke before he was saying that? Did that man really go to school? Did Ayaba ever go to school? Why will he make people conclude that he actually dropped out from school? I wonder if Comrade Ayaba actually has beyond that dropout that he dropped out by the University of Boya. How can somebody come and ask that they should postpone a meeting that already has the 5 components of a real meeting? Now, I want to tell Comrade Ayaba. Comrade Ayaba said that the meeting has been organized by Ambazonians in China, in Germany, in Canada, in America, or wherever. He called some countries. And I clap for Ayaba because you know the problem with people who want to show the world that they're intelligent when they're not really intelligent is that anything that they do, they make mistakes. From the beginning that I knew Comrade Ayaba, everything that he has taught in this movement has backfired. Everything that he does there's a mistake. From Daddy to the videos and all of those shit that he has been doing, there have always been mistakes. And the final mistake that he has made, in 1 week, Ayaba made 3 very deadly mistakes. Number one, Comrade Ayaba and his team of the ADF, they took a newspaper, a Francophone newspaper, to destroy our revolution, because the Francophones are going to write that is fake. They took a Francophone newspaper and cloned L'Info 10. L'Info 10 is a government-sponsored newspaper. Informa 10 is sponsored by La République du Cameroon. Informa 10 has backings from the presidency, because that is the private propagandist of the government of La République. Ayaba Cho takes a paper, he clones it, and all his people, from Capo to Eugene to Lucas Asu, I don't know if Lucas actually posted. If he didn't, I'm sorry. But to this other guy, Bella Franklin, they posted on their walls to show the way that Comrade Ayaba Cho is the one who is destroying the economy of La République. Ayaba has never destroyed the economy. Everybody knows people organize themselves and they destroy economies. So Comrade Ayaba should stop. That's the first thing. That's theft. If you do that, that's why you see people used to clone papers. If you clone National Telegraph, I know that when I will say this, the way I'm cloning. If you clone National Telegraph, I want to assure you that if I discover you, you go to jail. First of all, you cannot clone that because my paper, the physical copy is not coming. I only use soft copy. They can only clone those papers that if I see a picture in front of my paper that I wrote that is not right, you'll be in jail. That's the first step. And Ayaba has to first of all come and apologize to Southern Cameroonians for trying to corrupt the image of that revolution. And some of you will not see it. Now, people on Ground Zero are dying. Somebody is there cloning papers in order to put himself in charge of Ambazonia. Like he's the warlord that has destroyed the economy. Which economy did you destroy? Did you fight in Manu? Did you break a prison in Kokutunya? Did you arrest a commissioner in Bali? Did you do this in Fako? No, you didn't do nothing, Comrade Ayaba. You didn't do nothing. To make matters worse, you go and take a picture, 11-month-old picture of General Ivo, who was wounded at the time that he was under the command of one of our brothers who has gone to jail now. The person who has that picture is in jail. You take that picture of General Ivo somewhere in Meme County, and then you come and post it that is in Kumbu, Comrade Ayaba. That is theft. That is theft. And we must come out as Ambazonians to tell Ayaba Cho that he should stop this rubbish. Let me tell you something. Ayaba Cho is a drowning man, and this county by county will drown him. And if activists keep on playing romance with one leader who probably does not care about the blood of the people, all activists must come out to tell Ayaba. Back fine. Where is Milan today? So all these activists, you only have power to talk about Milan when he does a wrong thing. I want to tell people that Milan is better than Ayaba. If you don't know, Ayaba is the worst thing that ever happened to this movement. And let Ayaba know that I am telling him as Eric Tataw that he has one option. He says that people come and bully others on social media. He's the greatest bully, if people don't know. So, and some people see, let me tell you something. We have stopped all this rubbish. It's county by county. And I'm saying it because I have to say it the way it is. There's going to be no more. Comrade Akwanga, I know he's a very liberal man. There's going to be no more ADF, Sokadev, whatever blue shirt we are going to have in our counties. If you don't belong to our county defense, you're going to move out. You're going to move out. If you say that you are ADF where? ADF is busy. Look at what some parliamentarian posted in Cameroon. That ADF is busy kidnapping people, asking for ransom. Yes, go to a town. ADF, Ayaba should call for the release of that old man and the wife. That is, people went and kidnapped in a town, saying that the son is a military man in La Republic. He must come back. You cannot do that. You cannot go and catch an old man with a wife who on high blood treatment. That is a condition for the son to come back to the village because he's a military man. That one is called settling. We will not accept that kind of nonsense because you people stay quiet and watch this man try to destroy our revolution. We're going to say no way, no more to Ayaba Cho Lucas. Tell Ayaba, for me, if he's a doctor, he will have a conscience of an academician to look at beyond how the people are dying. And the problem is that he wants to be called all time on media, and I will call his name today and damn the consequences. Let me tell you something. Ayaba Cho clones a newspaper. He takes General Ivo's old picture of 11 months ago. He puts the picture in Kumbu. Ayaba Cho, which village do you know in Kumbu? Do you know any village in Kumbu? I want to ask you. I've been to Kumbu. Come, let's do the map of Kumbu. Let's do the map of Bui division. This is nonsense. And you people come here, you are romancing with him. We have all activists. You must come out, put your hands on deck. Ayabacho has one option. If he doesn't come to the conference in Washington, he ceases from being Amazonia. And I'm going to take this campaign to his doorsteps. We do not need a man who thinks that he wants to be in charge, but he does not want to be a chinda. Ayabacho, this revolution is not a revolution, brother. This revolution is Manchum BBC. Everybody who is here, including Eric Tataw, 1 year ago, I was not here. I didn't have all of you watching me. There were other people who have come and gone. People have come and gone behind me. I will also go if I make any mistakes. So, why is Ayabacho so? Look how we push Baxter Bala because we misunderstood him. Today, he's doing a great job. Where is Milan? Anybody who thinks that he's above this revolution will be sent packing. Will be sent packing because, listen, yesterday you will see a video that Facebook removed from almost all the pages of the major activists. You have to respect. That is the worst video I've watched in my life. The worst video in Pete Bakundu. That's the worst video. And then we have somebody who comes here every day and let me tell you something. Pass, I know all of you watching, tell Ayaba that Eric Tataw is telling him that enough is enough. And I will not stay here because I'm banned. I'm an exile from Cameroon. I can't go to my country. And one man knows that he has a way to do things crookedly, and then he keeps us on one stage and we keep talking about Ayaba. What is the difference between Ayaba and Ekema? What is the difference between Ayaba and all these cooks from the Republic? Let me tell you something. The time has come when we must put our hands on deck and throw this man out in the window. And the only way is county by county. Do not give your money to anything ATF, even Comrade Akwanga, Sokadev, no contribution to go to any group. No group. We have a government and we must respect that. We will contribute money. Comrade Akwanga, if he wants assistance, Channel Cameroonian, we will contribute in our county and we give Comrade Akwanga that this is money for the county. You run this brigade in this county. That is all. That is all. Comrade Akwanga should start thinking of going to the BLM and taking a brigade somewhere in the BLM, work as the BLM Red Dragon. I know that it's going to be difficult, but any person who does not want to toe this line, we as activists have to come out to tell them that no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. They cannot be killing people, and then we will sit here and we're romancing with thieves, with revolutionary thieves. We will not do that anymore. And I want to say it as Eric Tataw, that so long as I live, we will have independence, with or without this nonsense that the people who call themselves leaders. And let me say it very clearly. You watching me, you are the only person that can decide your fate. Not AGC, not Sokadev, not even the IG. You can decide where to put your money. Listen, I want to cut this long story short. If Ayaba is a man, let him not ask for money, for contribution. I go to the BLM and contribute. All the BLM people watching me, they know. I contribute. I give my personal money. I send to people. There are fighters that have been wounded in Nigeria. Ashu Kingsley and I, we are making negotiations to send money. I first of all send $100 from my pocket. Yesterday I sent more money to fighters in Manfred and the rest. I'm going to send more. It's from my pocket. I sent to Poem Boya. They will tell you, yes. When I say I'm shutting down the town, I spend my money to shut down the town. Do I come here to say that you should contribute to me? Yesterday, more than 5 people called me. There are people who are watching me here. Many of you have called me that, well, Brother Tataw, want to give you $50 or $100. How do we do? I said, listen, if you don't want to have problem with me, don't give me no money. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. If you want to do business with Eric Tataw, contact National Telegraph. That is where I can publish your thing and you pay, because your money will go to Facebook, part of your money will go to Facebook, part will go for labor. But to come to Eric Tataw to come do activism, I will never accept your money. And that's why I talk with my soldiers high. There is no Southern Cameroonian who ever give me money in my name as Eric Tataw and I will take. Not even $1, I will not take it. Yes, people, I'm in the US, I work 2 jobs. I go to work 2 jobs in DC and in Virginia. When I leave midnight to 8 a.m., I leave from 10, I go to Virginia, I work. And when I work, I take the money I spend on Ganzero. I'm not begging anybody money. So any leader who thinks that they want to only come and make audios and talk, they too should start contributing to their counties. And you'll be shocked with what I'll contribute in my county. You'll hear the news. I'll put it on live video, I'll count the money and give. And I'll go to other counties and contribute the same amount to show people that we don't have enough, but we can sacrifice for our counties. So people who think that we'll have this independence because we depend on the fact that they have changed their titles from CIC or to executive, Ayaba has failed. And I want to say it very clearly. Listen to me. If any person in my county, Manu, if you call yourself ADF, begin to pack. You call yourself Sokadef, pack. If you call yourself Manu Eagles, you pack. Because how only Manu Ghost Warriors. That is how it's going to stay. If you are Tiger, you pack. Or you join Manu Red Ghost Warriors. That we will not have a county that's under chaos. So I've said it because I'm going to take care. That's why the BLM, nobody can make shit in the BLM. And I support the Red Gang 100%. When they came out to say that, we have said that people who were born in counties should stay in their counties where they were born. Because we already know, me, I know children who were born in my village in Kendem. Since time immemorial, they are my age mates. Yes, because my brother was born in Bafusam, I was born in Kendem, moved to Bafusam, came back, and then met people there that were born in my face when I was selling gateau. I've seen that they have grown up to big women, big boys, they are there. They will fight in our country because they speak our language. And if you don't speak our language, you have to still fight in your country. Okay, a place like Ngokutunja has only the 3 Balis. They speak the same language. The rest, they speak different languages. They will still coordinate themselves. There must be somebody somewhere who knows 2 or more languages. You put yourselves together and then you do your brigade. So all this rubbish of us saying that we have to wait or stop and this and stop. I got very annoyed when I listened to that audio that Ayaba Cho Lucas get hacked for can't tell people that government say may they postpone meeting. Ayaba this morning waiting a peace. Each up waiting. Who be Ayaba? Who be Ayaba in terms of money, personality, talk, and then education? Who be Ayaba? It no pass all my Southern Cameroon. Now question that the action now. When I want to spend on money, when I leave some goat for Norway for kind of dictating for now. It has to end. Yes, it has to end. I mean, I call it God. Yes, I call it God. I call it God. Because it's too much. When I know people they kill every day, Ayaba just say one family member don't ever die. When we can every day kind of disturb people them, we not need Ayaba for any unity. If you not come Washington DC, that's his business. It's over. And secondly, before I go, let me say this, that Canada meeting will not hold. The Canada meeting will not hold. Me, I object to that Canada meeting. And if any leader wants to go there, it should be on one condition. If you organize a meeting, who are the organizers of that meeting? Ayaba Cho, first of all, says that meeting was organized by Southern Cameroonians in America, Washington, D.C., or Canada, China, and the rest. So if the organizers are people from this country, from these areas, means that Ayaba Cho claimed from the beginning of his audio that he's an invitee to that meeting in Canada. Think of your head. How many invitees from what can they talk about meeting? So Ayaba Cho was speaking in that about the Canada meeting until he's asking people to postpone their own meeting on what capacity. You see why I said that the man did not go to school? He's a dormer. So you come, you start talking in a meeting that you're an invitee. Who gives, imagine that you invite me for your wedding. I come and start talking about your wedding. That you should postpone your wedding because how is it possible? And you people did not see beyond that. How can an invitee, he claims he's an invitee, and then he comes and says that meeting should be postponed. How can a meeting be postponed if you're an invitee? How can you, I invite you for example. Okay, for example, if my wife gives birth, you remember I told you guys my wife is pregnant. Yes, I said yeah. I'm quoting that physical example. Although I'm not going to invite nobody because it's a personal event due to the movement. I invite you for my wife's celebration, my child's celebration, and then my child's baptism, and then you go and stand and tell me that I should postpone it when you are an invitee. So it only me as an organizer who can say that you should postpone an event. You cannot postpone an event or talk about an event if you're not an organizer. So Ayaba Cho should come clear and tell us that that's an AGC organized event. Not that Ayaba Cho takes for food. He take for food. That's an AGC organized event in Canada. And until I want to say to all the leaders, you cannot go to an event without knowledge of the organizer because that's going to be a suicide mission. If they don't tell us the names of the people and their contacts who are organizing that event in Canada, that event will not hold. Because we need to know those who are inviting our leaders to Canada so that if anything happens, we will know who to hold responsible. If we do not have anybody, Gerard Ayoktabe, I want you to listen now. Let me tell you something, you this fake profile. If you come to my page, you have the right to be here, but try to be civil. If you do anything that goes contrary to my standard and my values, I'll get you sanctioned. I want you to respect me when you come here and you talk on my page. That should be a clear point. I respect your right to be on this page also respect the right to respect my physical and spiritual integrity as a human being. Now, with that, they should go and revise that Canada listing. The Canada thing, whether John Baku is saying what, I'm not even listening to that thing that they're saying. If they know the organizers, they should put us the name under répondez s'il vous plaît. That's you say contacts. This man, this is his phone number. If we don't have that, that meeting will not hold. This people take for a fool. How will you hold a meeting without knowing who's organizing the meeting? So we want to know all these people who are in America who organize that meeting, those in China, give us their names and workable telephone numbers that we can call. And in fact, they should even come and show us their faces on videos because we know those are organizing the meeting in Washington, D.C. If anything happens to Mark Barretta, if he comes here, or to Akosim Pauline Diallo, or to, because I am saying that all activists should come. I'm even willing to spend my whole day transporting activists from the airport to put them where the meeting is going to hold. I said that to Akosin and the wife. I said that to Mark Barretta. I've said it to Ashu Kingsley, to everybody. Because I'm the one activist who lives in the DMV area. Ashu Kingsley lives in his own area, somewhere in Delaware. Akosin and the husband, they live in Ohio. Mark is in Belgium. All of us will come and converse here. So any activist who is coming, contact me. I'll come and pick you up from my pocket, my fuel. So we know if something happens, we'll go and woe Sako, Dr. Sako, that you organize this meeting. What will happen to these people? If they ask me, if something happens, you want to write a police report in that meeting. Who are you going to put as the organizer? Those are the major questions. Who are you going to put as organizers? So that Canada meeting for me is null and void. Anybody does not want to come to the Washington, D.C. conference should stay. People will contribute that money, they're county by county. You give part that you want to give to the IG if you want, depending on the arrangement. And of course, once that is done, we move to forge ahead. We will not have this nonsense. Somebody coming every day, you are making speech. Fellow Ambazonians, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You should. We spend our time and our money. We report news from the ground, and then you come here and you are doing shit. By the way, I want to end and say by saying that my sincerest condolences to all those who are watching us. I'm also thinking about the Catholic Church. You all know that the burial of Father Alexander Sop is already on the way. My sincerest condolences to the family of Father Alexander Sop, also to the family of Pastor Isaac Atto, whose corpse has disappeared today, and also condolences to those who lost their loved ones in Pete Bakundu. Some of you watching me from the diaspora know your brothers, your sister, maybe it was your father. We're sorry for that. And I also want to seize the opportunity to say my sincerest condolences to the family members of the 10. There were actually 10 people who died in the incident, 10 refugees. There were 8 physical bodies and 2 of the women were pregnant. And so they will be buried on Friday in Dinary. I've just had that confirmation from family members. So we say our sincerest condolences to all those refugees who died in Nigeria. And just to say that when you live here, go to YouTube, you click National Telegraph. My YouTube page is National Telegraph. You click on subscribe, all of you, because subsequent videos will be done on YouTube and we share on Facebook so that we'll have backups, so that in case anything happens, we'll also shortly be doing live videos on Twitter. So we want to make sure that we have all these areas where we have all our information communicated. God bless you so much. And I want to tell Ayaba once again that he has only one option. You come to the Washington conference, you put all the names of all those who are organizing the Canadian conference, or you cease to be an ambassador. My name is Eric Tataw. God bless you. Don't forget, go to YouTube, subscribe on our page, National Telegraph. You follow us on Twitter, National Telegraph. It's not going. You follow me on Twitter. It's not adding any money on my account. It's helping us to promote the movement. All those of you who are watching, also type on Facebook, National Telegraph official page. Everything is National Telegraph. I'm trying to remove it from my name because my name is blacklisted. Because they cannot shut down my company since I pay some money. I subscribe to Facebook and all of that. Once again, I want to say a big hello to all those of you watching me from Michigan, and to say that I have not forgotten the Michigan rendezvous on the 18th of August, which of course is coinciding with the meeting in Washington, D.C. But I'm going to be in Michigan, come rain, come shine. God bless you and have a blessed day.